Hello, welcome to IO Data Tutorials channel. In this video, I will show you how to make a dashboard in Google Looker Studio. A dashboard is a useful way to display important information to your organization. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create attractive and interactive charts, like the ones you see here. We will cover many topics, so get ready to learn and improve. Let's start now and have some fun. Step 1, Data Investigation. Before we begin, let's take a closer look at our data and get to know it better. We are working with a dataset that focuses on orders. It contains 21 columns and 9,994 rows of information. Some of the important columns include customer name, segment, state, sales, and more. By understanding the structure and content of our dataset, we can make better use of it in our analysis. With that being said, let's move on to our next step. Step 2, Establish a plan of action. We're going to have a great time using Google Looker Studio to create a dashboard for our fictional company. The dashboard will be all about our profit analysis and will let us filter and interact with the data. We'll include important KPI numbers to track our performance, and cool charts like donut, line, and bar charts to show the data visually. Let's start creating something fantastic. Step 3, Dashboard Design. Now, choose the background color for our dashboard. By selecting an appropriate background, we can enhance the overall user experience and make our dashboard more engaging and appealing. Excellent. Now that we completed that, we can move on to creating shapes. To add a shape, look for the Shapes option on the right side of the screen. Click on it, and then click and drag on the canvas to draw the shape where you want it. Let's modify the color. That's perfect. If you want to create more shapes with the same style, you can make a copy of the header shape and use it as a template. This way, you can quickly create similar shapes without starting from scratch each time. Step 4, Creating titles. Next, let's add our titles. Look for the text option or the T icon on the toolbar. Click on it to add a text element to the dashboard. Once the text element appears on the canvas, click on it to activate the text editor. Let's first modify the font for our title. Now you can enter the desired title text in the text editor. I'm gonna make this bold. Excellent. I will swiftly create titles for all the charts that will be included in our dashboard.
So instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains.
Step 5, Creating charts. First, let's create KPIs for our dashboard. We'll start by inserting those nice icons that will represent each KPI. Once the icons are in place, we can proceed to add the corresponding values to complete the KPIs. First, we will click on the image icon in the toolbar. After we click on that, we need to choose the image source. We will choose to upload an image file, so let's click on the Upload button and select the file from computer. I'm gonna place it here. Great. Let's resize this a bit. Now that we have inserted the images, we can proceed to create the KPI cards. To create the KPI cards, follow these steps. First, click on the Add a Chart button. Next, select the scorecard option from the available element types. Perfect. Let's place the scorecard next to our image. Let's modify the style for this visual. After that, we can modify the scorecard and configure its settings by specifying the field we would like to use. That is fantastic. Next, let me quickly copy all other KPI cards. Great. Let's move on to creating the next chart for our dashboard. We'll follow the same process as before, selecting the appropriate chart type, choosing the relevant data, and creating the visualization. Let's select the data for our chart. Excellent. Next, let's also modify this color. That is awesome. I will need to change one more thing. That looks much better. Next, let's add a table below our map chart. Let's click on this. I'm gonna place it here. We can choose the fields that we want to include in the table. Once we have selected the desired fields, we can modify the style of the table to make it visually appealing. That's perfect. Let's modify the style for this visual. I would like also to change its font. I'm going to make a few more changes to enhance the appearance of this table. That is great. I will need to change one more thing. Excellent. Now it's time to add a stacked bar chart to our dashboard. Let's start by clicking on the Add a Chart button. From the options available, select the stacked bar chart type. Place the chart in your desired location on the dashboard and resize it to fit your design. Now, let's configure the chart settings. Choose the appropriate fields for the x-axis and y-axis. In this case, we want to show the profit per region. To do this, select the profit field for the x-axis and the region field for the y-axis. That is awesome. Let me resize this. After that, let's modify the style for this visual. Let's also modify this color. Next, I will remove those grid lines. After that, I will remove legend. I will need to change one more thing. In the metric box, I will put sales field instead of profit. That is fantastic. Now that we have created that chart, we can simply copy it and make some adjustments to present different data. This will save us time and effort in creating similar charts. Instead of ship mode, this time we will be using category as a breakdown dimension. Excellent. Now that we completed that, let's copy table that we already created, and change fields that we will be using. Now I'm gonna select desired fields. That is fantastic. Let's proceed to our next chart. Process is the same as the one for previous charts. Let's click on that option. I'm gonna place it here. I will also need to resize this chart. Okay, great. Let's select the data for our chart. Let me resize this. Next, let's modify the style for this visual. First, I'm going to change this line. Perfect. Next, let's add reference line. Now that we completed that, let's remove grid lines. Excellent. Let's resize this a bit. Let's duplicate this, and place it in the desired location on the dashboard. Let's select the data for our chart. That's perfect. Let's proceed to our next chart. Let's add donut chart to this dashboard. First, let's modify the color. Next, I will remove legend. I'm gonna place it on desired location. Now that we completed that, we are almost done. We just need to duplicate this donut chart, and select the proper data. That's perfect. We've successfully finished all the required steps, and included all the necessary elements in our dashboard. This means that our dashboard is now complete. I want to congratulate you on your excellent work, and the successful completion of this task. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.